Hello, folks. Welcome to today's football prediction on BetCraft. Another very beautiful Saturday morning. And once again, we are back with our predictions. We take a look at football matches happening across the globe, and we actually make values based on recent results that each of these teams had, and each of those results of the best possible strategy. All right, that's what we do on a daily basis. And so how we fared yesterday. You won all the games we predicted here yesterday, and that was a very, very good outing. So kudos to the folks who took part in that very game yesterday, and today we are going once again with our games. All right, and you know, remember that we have our VIP section. All right, if you want to join our VIP for games that are having that higher probability of coming out correctly, you can always find the link in the description of this very video, as well as anywhere you see join channel membership around this very video. Okay, do endeavor to join VIP special. That's where we put our games and more regularly on that channel. So the first game we have for you today is in the England Premier League, where we have Arsenal and West Ham, and that will be looking at the games for these two sides at the same times. You see that Arsenal won 5 out of 6 matches that they had at the same times. They had a draw, and West side, West Ham on the other hand have just managed 1 win and 1 draw, but have lost 4 matches. Okay, and from home and away basis, you see that the home side Arsenal, from the last one game they had, saw them winning 7. And the last time home game they had, they won 7 out of those, and they had a draw as well as 2 losses. Okay, so they're much more likely to do very well from home. And as West Ham, the West side, on the other hand, have won 4 matches and a draw. They've lost 5 games in the last 10 matches. The last time both teams met, it was West Ham who actually won from away against Arsenal by 1 goal to 0 on that very occasion. But we saw Arsenal also beating this very side in the last 2 previous meetings by lots of goals. So here, definitely going with the home side, despite the fact that they lost out to West Ham in the previous game. So we expect the home side winning out shortly. So it is one win. That's what verdict. All right, we head to the German Bundesliga where we have entrant Frankfurt, coming up against Bayern Munich, the league champions, and quickly look at how these two sides fared in recent matches. You see, Frankfurt, the last 6 matches that they had, they won 3 matches and lost 3 out of the last 6 games, and Bayern Munich, on the other hand, have been in great form. They've won the entire 6 matches that they had in the recent games. They won everything. All right, when you look at how they fight for home and away basis, you can see Frankfurt, the home side, in the last 10 home matches, they've actually won 5 matches and 2 draws. They've lost 3 games as well in the last 10 home matches. So the last home game they had was against Union Berlin, and they saw them losing to Union on that very occasion by 4 goals to 3. You know, but we also saw them doing very well against the Galatasaray in the UEFA Champions League. We saw them beating Galatasaray by 5 goals to 1. That tells you there's a side that does very well from home as well. And for Bayern Munich, their West side, they've been fine. They've been in fine form, and they've won off 8 games and out of the last 10 away matches, as well as they've been able. They've also had 2 draws. They've not lost a single game in the last 10 away matches that they had so far. That's to say, Bayern Munich is actually so good from away. All right, but again, the last time they met was in February of this year. It was Bayern Munich who won against Frankfurt by 4 goals to 0. Although they played from home on that very occasion, but the last time Bayern played from away against his first side, it was a 3-3 draw. And it has always okay. Perhaps we also saw Frankfurt, 2 years ago, having the upper hand against Bayern. You know, but I'm definitely going with the West side. With the form of Bayern, we definitely expect to see them doing very well here, and it is our West side to win out shortly. That's what we expect for that very encounter. That's our verdict. All right. The next game we have for you today is in Hollander. Red Visa will have PEC Zwolle. We're up against PSV Eindhoven. And for PEC, the home side, just 1 draw out of the last 6 matches, but have lost 5 games. They're not in good form at the moment. That's what this shows. And for the away side, PSV, 2 wins and 2 draws, also 2 losses out of the last 6 matches. Okay, and when you look at how these two teams have performed from home and away base, you can see Zwolle, the home side, in the last 10 home matches have resulted to 4 wins and 3 draws for them, as well as 3 losses. But away side, PSV on the other hand have been quite solid from away. They've won 8 games and 2 draws in the last 10 away matches for the away side PSV. All right, the last time the both teams met, it was Zwolle who actually won against PSV. That was in January. We saw Zwolle beating PSV by 3 goals to 1. But prior to that, we saw PSV also doing very well against this very side, and the last six, the last 7 games for both sides have seen PSV winning 6 times out of 7. You know, and even though we saw Zwolle winning the last time they met, we are still going with the West side PSV to take the day in this very encounter. So we'll be expecting West side to win out shortly for this very encounter. So PSV to win. That's all for that very game. Okay, lastly, we have a game in the Russia Premier League where we have Krasnodar who will be up against, Akhmat Grozny. Okay, for the recent games that within these two sides, you can see that Krasnodar, winning 2 matches and drawing 3, losing once in the last 6 matches for Krasnodar. And for the away side, Grozny, 2 wins and 2 draws, as well as 2 losses in the last 6 games. Okay, and when you take a look at how these two sides have performed in recent games, from home and away perspective, you can see for Krasnodar in the last 10 home matches that they had so far, we saw them win 5 matches and drawing 1 and losing 4 games out of the last 10 home matches. Okay, and away side on the other hand, Grozny have won just 2 matches from away. They've had 3 draws, but have lost 5 matches in the last 10 away game. The last away game they had was against Novgorod, and we saw them beating Novgorod from away by 2-1. And while Krasnodar, the last home game they had against Dynamo Moscow, and it was a 0-0 draw on that very occasion. Okay, but here, look at how the sides fared from head-to-head basis. Last time they met, it was in April of this very year, and we saw Krasnodar doing very well against Grozny on that very occasion. We saw Krasnodar beating this side by 3-1 from home. But prior to that, we saw the West side Grozny also doing very well against Krasnodar in March in the Russian Cup. But with all this put together, we are going to expect the home side to do very well Krasnodar, to rise to the occasion and achieve a very good result in this very one. So even though we know that they won the last meeting, we are going to expect to see them either winning or drawing in this very encounter. So it is the home side to win or draw and under 4.5. We know that they don't score lots of goals, so we are going with the home side winning or drawing and under 4.5 for quite a decent odd. All right, with that, all right, that concludes our games for you today. Wish you the very best of luck and hope your ticket goes green. Remember to play responsibly. As these are football matches, sometimes may not be exactly what is. So other factors might come in, like red card and the rest of them. But we do not pray for that. We expect to see, a successful outing for us today. And you can as well join our VIP. Remember, VIP special. You can always access our games, for a little token, very small token. All right. It's actually a monthly payment. Once you're able to access it, you can always get games that we post out there every day. All right. With that said, tomorrow is another day. We'll be back with our predictions. Do not miss out. But until that time, keep winning.